all of them. When I so when I lived in Oklahoma the second time, I did kindergarten through second grade at a private Christian school off base. And then my third and fifth grade were at the same school, and those were on base. And then fourth grade, I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
And then sixth through high school, my dad was retired, so I was in public school.
Yeah. And
So,
you were in the same school kind of for all of that then.
Yeah. So I was in the same middle school, and then the same high school for all of the years.
Yeah. So since you've got to live all three of them, what would you say was the best? What was like pros of each one of them?
Right. I really do love military life, and I've missed living on base so much. I would talk about it to my friends in Virginia all the time.
Yeah.
I was always like, I can't, I miss being on base, and like all the military kids we talk about it, we're like, yeah, we miss it. It's just like a community. It's just like a small little family, and it's like a tight-knit area, and it's just unlike anything else, really. It's such a small world. Everyone knows each other, and you just understand each other because you get it from moving so much and like being in different places and what it's like. And it's just unlike any other experience living as a civilian. So I would say probably my favorite one is being on base all the time, going to school there and just like being surrounded by military kids all the time. Yeah, and like telling other like my friends in public school, like, oh yeah, I'm a military brat and all that. They're like, you're a what?
You're a
What does
what?
that mean? And I'm like, how do you guys not know what that means? So yeah, it's just being around people who understand. And then I'll say to someone who was in the military, and they're like, I got you. Same.
Yeah.
I'm like Air Force, Navy, Army, whatever
It
branch
doesn't
you
even
are.
matter.
And they get it. And I'm like, thank you. Born, raised, and trained. Come on.
Yeah. It's
So,
like you call yourself a brat and people are like, you're a what?
You're what? I'm like, it's an acronym. Okay. You wouldn't get it. It's like Fight Club or something. Yeah.
Like, yes, we call ourselves brats, but we're not really a brat.
A brat. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. If you know, you know. If not, then I'm so sorry. You don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm definitely a mama's girl.
Yeah.
Because of that, not as much a daddy's girl. Just because my mom was there, and she was the one and she was a stay-at-home mom too. So she didn't work, and she wasn't in the military either. So she was always home, and she would take my brother and I to school. She'd pick us up. She let us go to play dates. She'd be there when our friends came over. She was just always there. Whereas my dad was obviously military. You work 7 days a week. All the time.
You don't get a day off.
You don't get the weekends off. And so when he was a civilian, it was like a weird adjustment because I'm like, oh, my dad's home on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Like he's here, he's not working because he was always working all the time. And so that's like an adjustment that we made. And it's like really cool because now I'm like, he's right here.
Yeah.
There he is. He's not like leaving really early in the morning and coming home late at night or being deployed or like doing other stuff but yeah, I definitely am a mommy's girl because he just wasn't there so much. And I feel like that's a lot with a lot of kids. If it was one parent, they usually favor the one who was there most of the time. I found it hard only because I was extremely shy as a child.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I was so shy. I wouldn't say anything to anyone. So when I would move, I'd be crushed that I just left all my friends. And I'm like, dang it, I have to start again. Are you kidding me? And then I'd just be so shy and so scared to talk to people. It took me forever to talk to someone. So that made it hard. I feel like me being so shy made it hard. If I was more outgoing, I feel like it'd be easier because then you get used to meeting new people all the time. But that was something that I struggled with a lot and still do. And I've really tried hard. It takes a long time to grow out of it, like years. It takes me forever.
Does, for sure.
But going into sixth grade, when my dad retired, we like all those kids in sixth grade, they've been friends all throughout middle school since
exactly. Yeah.
And so I'm like, hi,
I'm new here.
How you doing? Who are you? Can I be your friends? And so and then that was hard enough. And then being shy on top of that just delayed the process even more so. So I personally found it harder because of that. And I would get so attached to people, obviously, because you'd be best friends. It's your best friends. Obviously, you make friends, and then you up and leave because you have to, and you get to start the whole process all over again. So it was extremely challenging for me personally, just to have to up and leave all the time.
Yeah.
Move and start all over again. Yeah, like my military ID, I'm like, why can't I use it anymore? I love my military ID. And like whenever people look at it, they're like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's my military ID. They're like, why do you need it? And I like talk to them about it. And I'm like, I'm in the military. And I could like explain everything. And it was just
that's one of my favorite things, because I have my driver's license and I have my military ID, but if they ask for an ID, the first thing I go for is my military ID. That's just what I'm so used to. And I hand it to them. Some people are like, what is this? What did you just hand me? I'm like, that's a military ID card. And they're like, oh, cool. Like, were you in the military? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. The brownish color one, that's a dependent ID card. That I was not in the military. My dad was. And then, we tell all these stories, and then you'll get some people who are like, I haven't seen one of these in years, especially because living outside of a military area, they're not common at all.
Yeah, for sure. And they don't know what it is, or like why I got one when I was so young. Because you get one when you're like 13 or something. I don't know, but I was really young and I never had to use them, because when I got to 6th grade, I was a civilian, so you didn't need it. But before then, I would have them all the time, and it was just so used to it, and everyone knew what it was. And like now, I can go on to a base because of my military. I can get me and like my friends onto it if I wanted to. I'd be like, oh, like hand them mine, and it's just like a little exclusive guest like pass.
It's like a VIP pass.
It really, VIP pass. Yeah, for sure. It definitely is, and it's really cool. So
for sure. And it's special to just hold on to and just keep as memories. And I got mine when I was 10, like my 10th birthday. I was like, I'm going to get my ID card. That's what I wanted. I'm getting my ID card.
I was so excited to get mine.
My mom kept it. She did not want me to lose it at all, so she kept hold of it for so long. And then once I finally started getting out on my own and everything, it felt better for me to have it, and I was more responsible. And I just love carrying it around now. It feels like, I mean, I know it's an ID card, it identifies who you are, but it also identifies character. Because I mean, military children, we're just so different that it means more than just, here's your name, here's your birthday, here's everything you need to know about you.
It's like, here's everything that I was and like all my experiences. The military has been so amazing.